Hey, this is Ryan, Revzilla TV's cameraman. I shoot hundreds of product review videos per year, and I work with action cameras every single week. So getting right into it, Sena sent us a pre-production model of their new 10C. Being a camera guy, I thought that I would walk you through in this video review the same assessment that I make of every camera that we test here at Revzilla. I could see this as being an option for someone wanting to get into entry-level motovlogging, recording home video, or maybe even dash cam record keeping type stuff. And just to give you an idea too, right now I have the 10C facing forward mounted on my helmet right here, and then I have a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black facing me and another GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black mounted down on my frame slider, so you can kind of get a comparison to see how the footage of the 10C matches up to the GoPro. Oh, and I meant to mention up front too, you're going to notice the date in the lower right hand corner. That's been incorrect in the time I've been using the camera. I think because it's a pre-production model. But that whole timestamp is something you can turn off too. I just left it on. It actually embeds it over the video. But if you don't want it there, you turn it off in the settings menu and no problem. And the GoPros are recording in 1080 60p, and I have the GoPro right now or the Sena 10C in 1080 30p. So as far as I can tell, this is the first time that anybody's made an all-in-one Bluetooth communicator and camera. With the Sena's recent release of the Sena Prism, that was their first action camera, and now the 10C, it really seems like they're trying to corner the motorcycle market. Now the Sena Prism, like I was saying, is Sena's first camera, but it included a lot of motorcycle mounts, motorcycle-specific mounts. You could sync it up to your Sena Bluetooth headset, and you could hear what it was doing. It would record, it would talk to you, tell you it's recording, that kind of thing. And you could also record your voice wirelessly through your Sena headset microphone. So now they've released the 10C, and what this really is, being an all-in-one device, is it gets rid of the need for any other external video recording device. It just uses the microphone in your helmet, which allows you to record your voice right over your video. So I wanted to touch on what I thought were the top features of the 10C, but before I do that, make sure you swing over to revzilla.com/commentread to check out my article where I really get into the nitty-gritty of the 10C. So the first standout feature for me for the 10C is that it's an all-in-one device. Like I was saying before, you don't really need, like if you wanted to record your voice over your video, you'd have to have a GoPro with a wired mic running into your helmet, which takes setup time, every time you want to go out, or maybe a GoPro with a Sena Bluetooth backpack linked up to your Sena headset, and that takes a lot of time too. But now with this, it's an all-in-one device. There's 3 cables coming out of it, 2 for your speakers, 1 for your microphone, and it's there when you need it. The second standout feature for me is voice prompts. So this device will actually talk to you, similar to the Sena Prism. With a push of a button, it'll tell you it's recording. If the battery gets low, it'll tell you that it stopped recording so that you have a little more talk time before the battery dies. So it's just a really nice feature that it keeps you updated. You can also run through all the menus and change camera settings really easily. They have a really easy to navigate menu. So the third standout feature for me is video looping. And this allows you to basically be recording all the time. But on top of that, they have video tagging. So if something happens, if an action occurs, you want to capture it, all you have to do is push a button, and it will capture the 60 seconds prior, 60 seconds current surrounding the event, and 60 seconds, well, I guess we're not going this way. Looping around. So if you don't want to miss anything, you push your video tagging button, and it will capture the minute prior, the current minute surrounding, and the future 60 seconds of the event. So what that allows you to do is save a whole lot on storage space, and really only capture into the camera what you want. So really nice feature. So getting into the design of the 10C now, I was really happy when I opened up the box and I saw this metal clamp mount. This thing is a beefy mount. It clamps onto the side of your helmet. Then from there you have the ability to adjust your y-axis by using the clamp. So you can turn it a little bit to adjust your up and down, your tilt. And then on the actual lens itself, it rotates up to 30 degrees. So you'll notice when you put your Bluetooth communicator, really any Bluetooth communicator on your helmet, it's going to sit a little crooked. So what turning the lens allows you to do is compose your shot nicely, line up your horizon line, and get it nice and even. You're also going to find on here a micro SD card slot and a micro HDMI port. So the micro HDMI port is going to allow you to review your footage after you've shot it by connecting it to a TV, but you can't in any way preview your image. And that's a feature that I really like with GoPros, but I was thinking, like, you don't really need it for this kind of thing. I mean, once you set it up on your helmet, set it and forget it. Like, you don't really need to adjust it anymore, unless you want to, like, swap helmets or something. Now moving on to the video, photo, and Bluetooth functionality. In video mode, you're going to get 1080 30 frames a second, or 720 60 frames a second, and 720 30 frames a second. And then on top of that, it will give you video time-lapse mode, which is kind of cool. So it will record at 1 second or 10-second intervals. It will take pictures every 1 second or every 10 seconds, and it will compile that into a video file, and you're all set. There's no post-processing necessary. So looking at video quality, you can see how it stacks up against the GoPro. You know, GoPro has years and years of iteration and improvements, and Sena's just getting into the game. So because they pack so much into this little device, I can't really fault them too much on the video quality, but I definitely hope to see in the future that they improve that and keep working to make it better and better and better. It also has a 3.5 megapixel camera. You can do still shot or multi-shot. And then you can connect with your friends up to 4 ways. So it's not quite as many connections as a Sena 20S. But when I rode down to Virginia on Skyline Drive a couple weeks ago with my roommate, I was testing out the GoPro Hero 4 as well. And I also had this on my helmet. And so I pulled over and, you know, we were setting up the GoPros and he's kind of tapping his foot, getting a little anxious to ride. I'm there to ride. I just want to go. It took me like 20-30 minutes to set up my GoPros. And it wasn't until we hit the road that I realized the value in the 10C. I mean, I'm riding along, I reach up and hit a button, and I'm rolling. Like, I'm good to go. Like, sure, it only mounts to your helmet, but it's there all the time when you need it. And what do you know, after our trip, what footage are we looking at, reviewing, laughing at? The 10C footage, because it's recording his voice through intercom, it's recording my voice through intercom. It was just a really cool thing. So that for me was a big selling point. And one last feature I really like was the ability to charge while you're recording. Or even while the device is on. So if you have a little mobile USB charger, put it in your jacket pocket, run a cable up in case you want to record all day, or if the battery is dying. I mean, you'll get 2 hours camera record time, but then when the battery is down to like 20% or so, you can actually, it will actually turn the camera off for you. It'll tell you that too. Battery's low, turn the camera off, and then you have hours left of intercom time. So I really appreciated that feature. But in camera recording mode, you get 2 hours. Normal talk time, you get 17 hours. So I'm really excited that Sena decided to get into the action camera game. I think they have a really cool, unique product, and I'm excited to see what kind of improvements they'll be making on it in the future. For the time being, be sure to keep an eye out for the rest of my reviews. I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of action cameras, posting articles on Common Tread. That's revzilla.com/Common Tread. Check it out. Thanks. See ya.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
God, I just want to get a knee down. What do you say?
Yeah, that guy's passing up there. Let's do it.
Well executed.
25 miles an hour? What the?
Oh,
Oh my God.